All right, Mike, the third race on the card reminds us that the Classic Day is on the 2nd of April, and horse number 5 is Lily Love, and she's drawn 1 with Callan Murray aboard.
Yeah, Andrew, been a very disappointing filly this. Showed us quite a lot of decent work early on in her career. Travels well when she's against her bridle. When she comes off the bit, she's all at sea. We put her away, gave her a bit of time to strengthen up. Her work has come on quite a lot of late. I'm looking for a better run from her. She's fortunate enough to have 1 draw inside track, so this will be a good test for her.
Super. Then on to the first leg of the jackpot, which is Champions Day, the 30th of April, a fillies and mares 73 handicap. Horse number 5 is Soldier Girl. She's drawn 6. Once again, Callan Murray.
Yeah, Andrew, also a filly that is limited. You know, she's no world beater, but if we place her correctly, I'm sure we can squeeze another 2 wins out of her. Competitive field, but I'm hoping that she'll be in the shake-up.
Excellent. Then there's a Wolf Power handicap. It's a listed event over 1,600 metres, and the horse that you acquired on the eve of the Sansui Summer Cup, Easy Lover, takes his place, and once again this talented young apprentice, Callan Murray.
Yeah, Andrew, he was gelded straight after the Summer Cup. It's his first run after gelding, this being the reason that I've put him over the shorter trip. I'm going to let Callan just slot him in where he's comfortable and then take him away from horses, and I'd like to see him running on strong.
So would it be fair to say that his main mission would be the 4 million rand race?
Yeah, that's one of the races that we have in mind for him, and the horse Chestnut.
Lovely. Then on to the Tony Ruffle Stakes. It's a grade 3 event, 1,400 metres, and you've got 2 runners over here. Number 12, Leclos, and number 13, Scheme of Things. Both of them pulled great draws, one with Callan, one with JP.
Andrew, very, very competitive field. There are a number of horses in that race that stand out. There's that horse of, I think, Mr. Ferraris's Romany Prince. That very, very good horse of Jan Janssen van Vuren and New Predator.
Yeah.
If my horses could be anywhere close to those horses, I'll be more than pleased. I think this is a very, very tough race.
Then we go on to race 8, the final leg of the jackpot. Horse number 13 is Penny Serenade, and once again, she's drawn nicely in 1.
Yeah, Andrew, fortunate enough to get that position. She's a filly we're prepping for the Fillies Guineas. She's had the 2 runs for us and 1 on both occasions. This will be a decent test for her to see exactly where we stand with her. But I think she's a filly who's going to win her races in time.
Well, once again, the draws have been extremely kind to you in this particular race meeting, where horse number 3 is INYANGA, who's drawn 1 again, and no prizes for guessing who's in the irons.
Yep, well, he's been riding very well for me, this kid, and I think that I like the way that he comes to you with a plan before a race, and we sort of sharing the rides out between him, JP, and Carl. Carl's been away on honeymoon, and obviously JP wasn't at work last week. He was still celebrating for the Met, and me being the difficult bugger I am, I get a bit moody, so I just restricted the rides to Japes just to let him know that he's got to get his head back in the game. And obviously Callan's been putting in the hard miles, so we gave Callan the chance. This filly's been most unfortunate. She won a very, very easy race when she won the work riders, and every run since then she's been cleaned out. Every single time she's had a run, they've taken her out in the races. So please God, she can have a trouble-free run, and we can determine exactly where we stand with her. We were unable to make an assessment with her, and I'm hoping she has a trouble-free run, and we'll know where we are.
All right, Gov, just the 4 runners on Saturday, starting off in the 4th race with Master Switch, who, on his run to Legal Eagle, giving him weight in the Derby trial, looks like he has the ability to beat a field of the sort.
You know, Andy, he's, for me, always been a horse that's underachieved slightly, and, on his best form, he would pretty much slaughter this field, I think. But, he's been a bit inconsistent, and I think, being a jet master, look, they're better the older they get, and he's, properly 4 now. His last run, although it's on paper it appeared to be like a good 3rd, I still felt that he underachieved a little bit there. He just wouldn't take a gap down the inside. It was there for him, he didn't take it, and when he switched out he got going late. But I think he just needs a good strong ride. And you've got to ride him cold in the beginning, and then obviously give him daylight and ride him quite hard. Well, Anton's no stranger to that, so I'm hoping he puts his hand up for us tomorrow.
Excellent. Then in the Wolf Power, you've got three very lively contenders, not least of all the incredibly honest and game KILLUA Castle to start with.
Yeah, little Mr. Evergreen, isn't he? He's really been a soldier. Track and trip should be fine for him. Big weight, he's a little horse, and I think it's a very, very competitive race. I think you could probably make a case for at least half a dozen of the field sort of, having a winning chance. So I don't think any of us are going in under any illusions, and he's very well, and I would just hope that it pans out for him. He's not particularly well drawn, so he'll have to come from off them, but he can do that, and Devon gets on very well with him, and reproduce a legal eagle run, he would be a mighty runner, wouldn't he?
Indeed he would, particularly, and also his run behind French Navy. As we move on to Master and Commander, he's a horse that also looks like he's laden with talent, and he still has to prove it, but he looks like he's on the way.
Yeah, if you look at his form, I think he's been out the money twice, one of those times being his last run, but that didn't go for him. He's a horse also that needs to be sort of nursed along in the middle of the field, and that was the French Navy run, and in a slow, real muddling sort of a race, he was up second, he was too exposed, just didn't go for him. So it always sounds like an excuse when you say put a line through that run, but you actually can. He's been very, very effective over the mile on the inside track. It is a handicap, and I feel that he's probably fairly weighted there, and a reproduction of his best form, would also make him a heck of a runner. He's got a lot of talent.
And then finally, Shadow Over His Smile, also not without his problems, but clearly very talented on his day.
Yeah, he's done well on the inside track as well. I think probably one of his most impressive wins was over a mile, and he's a strong boy. He can carry weight, and I think he's very, very well. And he's just that type of horse. He's never been far off them, and possibly pinnacle plates don't quite suit him yet. He did win one, but then the next time he failed. But I think they suit the really top horses rather than guys sort of just lingering around the 104, 105 mark. And I think back in a handicap, Anton on him, he should give of his best. Like I say, any one of our three, I think, could win it. But I think there are other trainers out there thinking the same.
Clayton, just the three runners on Saturday, starting off in race number 7 with SUYOOF, a second and 2 first. You can't ask for more than that.
Yeah, SUYOOF's in very good form at the moment. Obviously 2 wins. His post maiden run was in a listed. He's doing very well, a very progressive sort. He's got his task cut out on Saturday, obviously with horses like Champagne Haze, Lineker and New Predator. So, but from the draw, he should be very competitive. He's obviously got to overcome the draw, but expecting a very good run from him.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that you draw 10 on the inside track, but no man better than Anthony Delpeche to overcome that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Look, Anthony knows the horse. He's won on him before. He has ridden him before. So look, like I say, he's doing very well. He's a progressive type, and we're expecting a very good run from him.
Fantastic. Then you've got the pair in race number 8, where you've got NOOR, who's also drawn badly at 10, and then Persian Rug, who draws 3. Anthony is elected to go with the ride on NOOR.
Yeah. Look, NOOR doesn't have bad form. She brings good form into the race. Obviously, with the Fillies Guineas run, behind Silver Mountain, we all know what she's capable of. Look, she's doing very well. She's a fit filly. We're not concerned about the drop in trip. She's got a lot of gate speed, so probably our best runner on the day.
And then Persian Rug on her Durban feature race form. She's a filly that we best not forget about.
Yeah, look, she has taken some time to come to hand up here in Joburg. However, in saying that, she's really turned the corner over the last month or so. She's got a good draw. We are hoping for a decent enough effort from her. If she runs in the first 4, we'll be very happy with that run.
Turffontein Inside Track, starting off in the second race with horse number 3, In the Moment. Looks to have as good a chance as anything in the race, and third run after the race looks absolutely cherry ripe.
Yes, I think he has got a lot in his favour. There are 2 hard knockers in the race, I think from the Maroon stable and maybe Mr. Ferraris' yard. They look like the chief runners, but our guy is fitting well, everything's gone well, and he should have an each way chance.
Moving on to race 3, outstanding help from the saddles perspective. You've got Anthony Delpeche, Samanga Kamala and JP van der Merwe riding Abbey Chase, Seattle Surprise and Uproar respectively.
Yes, Seattle Surprise obviously has the most scope. She would probably still be green, still needing this, but she certainly could have a winning chance here. It doesn't seem like the strongest race. Abbey Chase, a filly that also tends to do a bit too much. If she settles, she should run a decent race, a much improved race. And Uproar, pretty much the same thing. She over-raced last time and just compounded. So if we can get her tucked in, we should see big improvement from her as well.
Okay, then on to the first leg of the Pick 6, race 4. You've got the pair of Aslan's Brother Rumbling Lion and Shimmering Brook.
Yes, Rumbling Lion seems to enjoy this inside course. And obviously he runs well for JP, so let's hope that he's riding. Shimmering Brook has made good progress of late, being by Silvano, definitely on the upgrade, and I think this is a nice step up for him to see if he copes, but I think both would have each way chances.
All right, on to the first leg of the jackpot. You've got the pair of Love Token, who's number 1, and Peg of My Heart with Gavin Arena and Samanga Kamala.
Yeah, Love Token's been a little disappointing. I do hope that she improves on the inside track. She seems to enjoy this track. And Peg of My Heart has done nothing wrong since we fitted the blinkers on, and yeah, she should be finishing off well.
Excellent. Then on to what could quite possibly be the most competitive race in the card. You've got 9 Silver Hawk and the Hangman.
It is a tough race. I can just say that my 2 are both well, and they should both be competitive in this type of lineup. It is extremely open, and they have a lot in their favour, but as you say, it is a tough race.
And it's no easier in race 7. High quality field, some really top quality individuals that look like maybe group 1 material. You've got Malak El Maluk and Ricky Tikitana.
Yes, it's a tough little feature, and my 2 have got the ability. Unfortunately, neither of them have the draw. Malak especially seems to get the brunt of it when it comes to draws. Yeah, it just depends how the race is run, but they're both in good order and not out of place in this race.
And then finally, penultimate race is race number 8. I recall you speaking with a measure of enthusiasm about the ability of horse number 4, Heaps of Fun.
I think she's very good. Andrew, obviously she's not there yet. She's getting there. I think this will just be a part of her prep for the Phillies Guineas. Once again, drawn poorly. We're going to have to take our punishment and just hope that she finishes off well.
Okay, and then the final race, horse number 6, who looks like she's got every chance of bringing home a very good check, is MODJADJI.
MODJADJI, she's a nice type of filly. I don't think she's there yet. She shows a lot of ability at home. I think she's still a little bit all over the show, and obviously the 9 draws not doing us any favours in this 1200, but it wouldn't be a surprise for me to see her involved in the finish.